Hey kiddos, so we are taking a look at decimal place value this week and a couple of reminders across the top. I have given you the expanded form, I've given you the word form and the standard form examples. Remember with decimal expanded form, we are taking the digit and multiplying it by its value. So a little bit different than our traditional expanded form is on this. So let's jump in. This one will be read as 1 and 23 hundredths. So that means we have a 1 in the ones place, plus a 2 in the tenths place, plus a 3 in the hundredths place. For word form, we would write it just how I said it, 1 and 23 hundredths. Remember that the last digit gives it its name, so the 3 is in the hundredths place. Coming over here, we have 6 and 27 hundredths. I always start with the standard form. 6, anytime we see and, it's telling us to put a decimal. 27 hundredths, the last digit gives its name. Expanded would be 6 in the ones place, plus 2 in the tenths place, plus 7 in the hundredths place. Should be a 1 over 100. There we go. Okay. Moving down, we have 536 thousandths. Or I'm sorry, thousandths. So notice that there's no and in this, which is telling us that there's no whole number. So 536 looks like this. Thousandths means that this has got to be in the thousandths place. So I put my 0 in my decimal. I have 5 tenths, 3 hundredths, 6 thousandths, 536 thousandths. Expanded form. We don't have anything in the ones place, so we're going to start right with our 5 tenths. Plus 3 in the hundredths. Plus 6 in the thousandths. Over here we have 4 and 703 thousandths. So if we expand it, we start with our 4 in the ones place, plus 7 in the tenths place. We don't have anything in the hundredths place, so we don't need to show that in our expansion. And then we have 3 in the thousandths place. Word form would be 4 and, because we have a whole number, 703 thousandths. That brings us to the end of our first sheet. Go ahead and stop here if you're done. If you are ready for the next one, hang tight because here it goes. We are continuing our decimal place value. Some reminders: we have expanded form, word form, and standard form across the top. Remember, when we're doing expanded form, we have to multiply it by its value and write it as an expanded addition problem. So let's get started. We have 943 thousandths. The last digit gives it its name. There's no whole numbers, so we're going to start with 9 times 1/10. That 9 is in the tenths place, plus 4 times 100th, plus 3 times 1,000th. Word form is 943 thousandths. Barely get it in there. 943 thousandths for that one. All right, sweet faces. Let's keep moving and grooving. We have 12 and 316,000, stretching it out. 12 and, remember, and tells us decimal. 316 thousandths. Expand it. We have 1 times 10 because we have a 1 in the tens place, plus 2 times 1. We have a 2 in the ones place. We have a 3 in the tenths place. We have a 1 in the hundredths place. And we have a 6 in the thousandths place. 46 hundredths. If we write it in standard form, we want the 6 to be in the hundredths place. Expand it. We have 4 times 1/10 plus 6 times 1/100th. That one's a little bit easy, huh? Word form, we have 3 and 4/10. That 4 is in the tenths place. Expanded, we have 3 times 1 plus 4 times 1/10. 2 more for this page. 7 and 6/100ths. So 7 and 6/100ths. Be careful with that one. It's only 6, but the 6 is in the hundredths place. Expand it. 7 times 1. We have no tenths, so we don't have to show it. And then 6 times 1/100th. 672 thousandths. We want to make sure that that 2 is in the thousandths place. So 672. Make it a decimal. The 2 is in the thousandths place, so we are good to go. Nothing in the ones place, so start with 6 times 1/10. 7 times 1/100th. And 2 times 1/1000th. That's the end of page number 2. Please go ahead and stop your recording here if that is as far as you've gotten. If you're ready for page number 3, here we go. We are on page 3 of 4 for this week, looking through decimal place value. We're going to start with the word form. We have a whole number, so we're going to put 3. We write the word and for our decimal. 54, and this is in the hundredths place. So 3 and 54/100ths. Expand it. We have a 3 in the ones place. We have a 5 in the tenths place. And we have a 4 in the hundredths place. 2 and 55/100ths. That 5 is in the hundredths place. We're good to go. 2 times 1. I have a 5 in the tenths. And I have a 5 in the hundredths. 16 thousandths. Be careful with that. We want this 6 to be in the thousandths place, which means we need to add a 0. 0/10ths, 1/100th, 6 thousandths, 16 thousandths. Expand it. We have 1 times 100, right? Nothing in the ones place, nothing in the tenths place, plus a 6 in the thousandths place. 14 and 980 thousandths. Word form. I'm going to do my best to squeeze it in here. 14 and 980 thousandths. I got it. Expand it. We have a 1 in the tens place. We have a 4 in the ones place. We have a 9 in the tenths place. We have an 8 in the hundredths place. And we don't have anything in the thousands place, so we can leave that. So 1 times 10, 4 times 1, 9 times 1/10, 8 times 1/100th. 2 more for this one. 37. Last digit is in the hundredths. So 37/100ths will be our word form. Expand it. We have a 3 in the tenths place and a 7 in the hundredths place. 20 and 6/10ths looks like this. We have a 2 in the tenths place. We have nothing in the ones place. And we have a 6 in the tenths place. So 2 times 10 plus 6 times 1/10. That's the end of this page. We're going to move on to page number 4 if you're ready. If not, please go ahead and stop this recording. Last page for this. We're looking at the value, okay? So I want to know how many tenths, hundredths, thousandths we have. Watch, because I asked for different things throughout, okay? So do I have any tenths? Yes, I have 5 of them. Do I have any hundredths? 0. Thousandths, 6. I have 5 tenths. I have 4 hundredths. Nothing in the thousandths. I have 9/10ths, 200ths, 6/1000ths. Last one, I have 1/10, 900th, no thousandths. That brings us to the end of our review for this week. Please go ahead and bring any questions with you to class. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, math.